Our youngsters must say, this is my country. I want to work 70 hours a week. Realize this and work 12-hour days for the next 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is.
I regret I'm not able to make you work on Sundays, to be honest. If I can make you work on Sundays, I'll be more happy.
Don't care about your weekends, you don't care about what you
eat. We all did that. People who are successful did all that. You ask any sports person, ask any industrialist, ask any entrepreneur what it is, they will flog their butts out. That's the thing. I don't share this pessimism of people from Delhi who try to abuse this country at every single moment, because most have not done anything much for this country except keep abusing it and live in luxury and talk about poverty. So why are these people criticizing? All the leftists and all these, hopeless people, what are they criticizing? Let them also become a billionaire. What does it matter? You run a business. If I have come up with an idea and build a business, what is your problem? You also do it. Rahul Gandhi thinks 95% of people are very poor. He has to give them money, give taka money to everybody, bank account. Nobody knows where the money is going to come from. He thinks the great savior. He doesn't understand what India is. Yeah. The government took the taxpayers' money, gave subsidies to the rural sector, pampered many people, and did not invest enough in urban infrastructure, in urban governance, etc., because they felt the votes are not coming from here. So he, amongst all, is, I think, the greatest Prime Minister India has had, because he's had the biggest impact on our people. Look at Kerala. It's a broken state. What are the companies done after ruling for so many years? Yeah. And look at Tamil Nadu. Good state, industrial state, but many people are leaving because of all this Dravidian caste politics, the hatred, and all kind of things that they do.
Hi, welcome back to Bodh. This is the second podcast in the series of conversations that we are having with innovative people from across different fields. And there is nobody better who is full of energy, ideas, and is hopeful that India is going to have a resilient economy and a very strong future going forward. Mr. Mohandas Pai. Sir, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us. First of all, what makes you so hopeful about the broader India story?
Well, I entered the workforce before liberalization. I seen how India was then, a land of no hope, low growth, and nothing much happening. I seen liberalization in 1991. From 91 till now, GDP has grown from $275 billion to $3.9 trillion, 8.1% a year for 34 years in dollar terms, 5,32,000 crores in rupees to about 331 lakh crores, 12.2% a year. For 34 years. It's incredible what has happened to this country. So I've seen the rise of a great industry. I've seen the rise of a great country. I've seen the rise of a great industry like software. Today we export $235 billion of software. 60 lakh people are employed. 60% of global outsourcing comes to India. $165 billion of cash comes to India. And in the free world, we're the second largest digital power because of the software service industry and startups. Then I see the rise of a great company like Infosys, where we set standards. We built a great company, which is the role model for the entire country in every facet of work. So I've been through it, so I'm very hopeful for my country. I understand data, I understand what is happening. I don't share this pessimism of people from Delhi who try to abuse this country at every single moment, because most have not done anything much for this country except keep abusing it and live in luxury and talk about poverty. So I'm very hopeful, and I think the next 10 years are going to be much bigger than the last so many years.
You've obviously addressed a lot of these structural issues that may be imposing certain amount of limitations on how the economy is performing, etc. Corruption being one of it. But when you look at the aspirational India, which is now beginning to enjoy infrastructure, we are getting new airports, we are getting new Vande Bharats, we are getting a lot of new things that we always desired for. But do you think, like in the RSS uses the word Charitra Nirman, somewhere we lack a national character, because this is something that has come up now and then?
No, I think before we talk about big things like national character, etc., we have to understand what we are. We are still a poor country. Let's be clear. Our per capita income is $2,900. Per capita income is 2,35,000 rupees, if I'm right. Okay? So a large number of our people, maybe 25-30%, live in dire means. We have solved a very big issue of making sure that every Indian gets the necessities of life, a roof over the head, water in the tap, power in the switch, a toilet in the house, a gas stove, food on the table, a mobile phone, internet connection, a bank account, money in the bank, education for children, and a road to the house and health insurance. Modi has done that. So I think we must commend Prime Minister Modi for doing that.
Yeah.
All Prime Ministers since independence wanted to do it. They could not execute. He has done it. So he amongst all is, I think, the greatest Prime Minister India has had, because he's had the biggest impact on our people. So we have come a long way. But we have 1.4 billion people. Every year, about 2.5 crore young people attain the age of 21. They're all born 21 years ago. We produce 2.5 crore babies every year for 30 years. Now it's come to 2.3 crores. Maybe it'll come to 2 crores by 2030. And every year they come into the workforce. When they come into the workforce, about maybe 1.6, 1.7 crores will want decent jobs. The rest will get married or get into agriculture. And now we are producing for this 1.6, 1.8 crore jobs. If you look at the EPFO, you'll find that 1.6 crore people get into the formal sector, out of which 52-53% are in the age group of 18 to 25. So there's a lot of jobs being created. But 80% of jobs pay less than 20,000 rupees. And that's not enough. So between the aspiration of young people and what we can do, there's a big gap. This gap has to be filled. To me, that is the biggest challenge India has. Because we live in a society of people. We have a lot of young people coming into the workforce.
Yeah.
We have to make sure they're well educated, well trained, and most of them not well educated and well trained because of many things happening. And we've got to make sure they got hope and they got great jobs. And jobs are growing. But because there's so many people come to the workforce, we are not able to pay them better. Or maybe the employees are exploiting them because there's so many people available. And the government pays much more. Starting cost to government for a starting salary is maybe 6 to 7 lakhs. And there's a lot of indiscipline in government. You know the problems that happen because they don't manage well. So there's a problem. This is the biggest challenge to me which we have to solve, and that's not going to be solved for a long time. Now when you talk about national character and everything else, in an aspirational society, there has to be opportunities for everybody to do well. Right. There is opportunities for a lot of people to do well, not for everybody. And the opportunity depends on where you are. If you're in Bengaluru, you get opportunities. If you're BR, what opportunity do you have? Correct. If you're in Bengal, what opportunities do you have? If you're in rural Bengal, what do you have? So growth and availability of jobs and economic benefits have been disproportionate all over. The whole of the South is doing very well. Our per capita GDP is maybe double that of the rest of the country, rest of India, on the average. But UP is 1,16,000 and BR is about 95,000 rupees. Karnataka is 4,25,000. All the southern states are about 3.5 lakhs. Correct. And UP and Bihar possibly make up about 25% of India. So there is a problem there because of all this. So I think the aspirations are rising and governance is pathetic in most part of India. Look at Kerala. It's a broken state. What are the companies done after ruling for so many years? They say they got a high quality of life. Yes. They're literate, but is education very good? No. Many people leave and come to Bangalore and Chennai, other places because there are no jobs. Yeah. And look at Tamil Nadu. Good state, industrial state, but many people are leaving because of all this Dravidian caste politics, the hatred and all kind of things that they do. Andhra is now trying to come up after this conversion racket by YSR's government. Telangana is doing reasonably well, though it's become more corrupt. Karnataka is doing well, but this government is going nowhere, right? There's higher corruption. The fiscal situation is very bad. And Siddaramaya's government destroying the future of our young people because instead of investing in higher education, job creation, infrastructure, they're doing it. Maharashtra is going well, western part of Maharashtra, not the eastern part. And UP is doing very well. Yogi is trying to clean up matters and all that. So if you look at all the country is a patchwork of many things. So to me, all talk about a national character, sacrifice and all that will come when people feel the prospects are good. Prospects are indeed good. But we have to do a lot more for people from various areas. And to me, that is a big issue. So I think all this takes a side route. But what I will say is the young Indian, the Indian coming into the workforce is patriotic, nationalist, much more than my generation. Because when we grew, there was no hope.
Right.
There was nothing in this country, a long time ago. And when my sons grew up, and they came into the workforce possibly 15 years ago, there was a lot of hope. Now there's a lot more hope. So much things are happening. So I think we have got to be more optimistic, but there are a lot of things that we have to do. We suffer from bad governance. We suffer from lack of adequate governance. And it's not an issue with the central government. Modi is doing a great job. Modi is doing all the right things.
But there's
except on a
limitations.
few areas, which I can explain later.
Okay.
But the state governments, states have to manage. See how the states are managing. That is the big issue.
So structurally, if it is an issue, what is the solution? Smaller states like Professor Gautam.
No, I
Desiraju
don't think
says.
the solution is smaller states, because smaller states will create a lot of conflict as to what the small state is.
Right.
I think the solution is better governance in all the states. The solution is the educated middle class making the voice heard. And I think the solution is on the way. You see, our representation in parliament and the state legislature are based upon the 1991 census.
Yeah.
In 91, I think the urban population may be 26%. Now it will be 44-45%.
Correct.
So for 30-35 years, we have had representation where the urban people who are better off, more educated, were not adequately represented.
Yeah.
The government took the taxpayers' money, gave subsidies to the rural sector, pampered many people, and did not invest enough in urban infrastructure, in urban governance, etc., because they felt the votes are not coming from here. The middle class did not get much. They made to pay for it through their nose.
Yeah.
9 lakh crore of subsidies is given by the center and the state government every year. 4 lakh grown by the union government, and the balance. Tamil Nadu, I think, is 1,40,000, Karnataka 1 lakh, Maharashtra 80,000. It should be more. And this money is going to buy people's votes. Even here in Karnataka, 1 lakh crore. You know, we got this free transportation, we got this free money for women, and we got this some doles and free power and all that. I'm not against giving money to the poor. But I'm asking the question, are 60% in Karnataka poor? 60% are not poor.
Correct.
20%, 25%, yes. Not 60%. That's the problem. Give it to the 25%. Yes, they need a help. But the rest, invest in higher education. The whole of the south of Karnataka, maybe 60% of young people, 18-23, go to college. North Karnataka is 19-20%. Karnataka GER, gross enrollment rate, is 36. From the latest data I read, is the lowest in South India. We're the richest state with the lowest GER. And it's because of North Karnataka where there's no investment. I don't know what these MLAs and MPs are doing. They should be, they should agitate, they should fight more for their people. So, when the census comes, the delimitation happens. More seats will go to urban India.
Right.
More seats will go to developed part. Then, the response to the middle class, response to urban India will be more. And that will really help improve cities, create more jobs. Because we need urban infrastructure, urban governance to improve, to create the kind of jobs that you want. Jobs are not being created in villages. Villages can't create jobs, they're suboptimal.
Gujarat is creating something like a gift city to
Look, one small gift city where there are 7 crore people makes no difference, man. We got some cave-in city, I don't know when it's going to take off. It's a nice concept. Is it going to make any difference? Doesn't make a difference. I mean, one gift city, 25,000 people, 30,000 people, like go there. Is it going to make a difference? No. And Gujarat GR is very low. Gujarat, the national average 26, Gujarat is around that. Gujarat has not invested enough in higher education, in high skill development. You go to Gujarat, Ahmedabad and see the place. It's done very well in industry. I think industry is about maybe 35% of GDP. Karnataka is 22%, agriculture is maybe 20%, services 45%, Karnataka service 66%. That's why we're the richest state. So Gujarat has to reform, has to put into education, get the service industry on top of industry. Because today industry is getting automated. When industry gets automated, there are few well-paying jobs.
Yeah.
Now, do the Gujaratis have the skill for all the jobs, semiconductor, all the senior jobs, high-paid? No, they get from outside. The lower paying jobs which are manual or semi-manual, they don't want to do. Middle jobs are very less.
Correct.
So how will they grow up unless their income comes? It's a land of very rich people. I mean, rich tycoons. But the middle class is very thin compared to Karnataka. So I think every state has got a structural issue. The state leadership should understand what the structural issues are and try to work on that and improve. And that is not happening. That is the big issue.
But this is the dichotomy about India that we don't understand. On the one hand, you have very positive factors which reaffirm that we are on the right track, but at the same time you see so many millionaires leaving India, NRIs refusing to come back. So how do you read the
millionaires are
situation?
leaving India because the quality of life for them are not improved. Air is bad.
Yeah.
The law and order has to improve. We hear things of violence. Cities infrastructure is bad. So where the quality of life? They become rich. They got money. They travel. They say our children should do better. They're leaving. Maybe 50,000-60,000 HNIs have left this country in the last 10-11 years, and more will leave. So we got to create conditions for them to stay. We can't oppose them or anything like that. But more than that, where are the chief ministers saying, I want to grow this state and have the vision? Babu has got a vision.
Yeah.
Babu is doing something. I hope Babu succeeds. He's got a big challenge because the state has got a lot of debt. They don't have enough revenues. So he's got a Herculean task. He's promised a lot of subsidies to people. So they charge. But we need more people like Babu. Look at in our state. When Bommai left the government, he left some 20,000 crore revenue surplus.
Yeah.
Now Siddaramaiah is borrowing 20,000 crores a year, last 2 years, to pay subsidies. You're borrowing money, paying interest to pay subsidies. That's not the way to go on. And Siddaramaiah was a very good chief minister, was the finance minister for about 10 years. He's a very good finance minister. He brought in discipline. He reduced the revenue deficit, made it revenue surplus. He did it. He cut out waste. Now in the new avatar, the chief ministers got taken up by these guarantees. He's saying guarantees, I've given guarantees to everybody. Does it require a great chief minister to give freebies to everybody? Distributing somebody's money is anybody can do, right? Does it require a Siddaramaiah to do that?
Correct.
Like I said, nobody is against giving money to the poor. You go to Bangalore, women have got free buses. Half the women are very well off. They got good jobs. They still use it.
Yeah.
You understand? I got my friends in Malaysia, very well off, who applied for free power, are getting free power. They're getting free power. I asked them, why are you doing that? He says, all the money is going down the tube. Why shouldn't we get something?
Yeah.
That attitude.
Correct.
So you got to be selective, and he's not giving to everybody. Where's the money for development? Where's the money for Bangalore? They're allocating, not releasing money. Where's the money? All the MLAs are angry and upset. So where is the investment in higher education? Where is the investment in infrastructure? How can you grow? They finished 3 budgets. They got 2 more budgets.
Yeah.
Even if they do anything today, it will not have an impact for the next 2 years. So what do they have to show except guarantees end of 5 years? When they came in the first year, there's a report how to create $1 trillion economy. We had prepared it, done everything. Everything was said, he should have done it. But his thinking is that of the 80s and 90s. He still thinks the great majority of people are poor, like Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi thinks 95% of people are very poor. He has to give them money, give taka-tak money to everybody, bank account. Nobody knows where the money is going to come from. He thinks the great savior. He doesn't understand what India is. He should understand India. Yes, there are poor people, there are the middle class, there are richer people. You've got to encourage the middle class and the richer people to do more so you can get more poor people into the jobs. And you must create conditions where investment comes in and more jobs come. Not go on giving more subsidy. That's not going to solve the problem. His grandmother gave subsidy, didn't solve the problem. She said, Garibi hatao. Garibi was not hatao.
Yeah.
You understand? It's been said long ago. So he doesn't understand. He's a young man. He should understand what is required. And instead of that, they're promoting the taka-tak, this one, that one, caste conflict, caste census. Caste census is not going to help anybody because you have to give jobs. And you can't enforce all this caste thing on private sector and other thing because in the private sector, they don't hide you on caste.
Yeah.
They don't hide you on caste. Have you ever heard of it? I've not heard of it. I've been in the private sector 40 years. I've never seen anybody hiding people on caste. Nobody knows their caste.
Correct.
So all these things are, prehistoric, very old thing, a very feudal thinking. And that should go.
Especially since we are talking about Karnataka and Bangalore in particular, there is not just confusing but conflicting vision. Everybody has some ideas, but the ideas are not concrete. Now, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar wants to dig up a tunnel under the surface of the earth and, build a tunnel road. And somebody else is blaming the government, despite being in the government, for the delays of the metro. So,
see, what is required for Bangalore? Let's understand Bangalore. Bangalore is 1.2 crore, 1.3 crore people.
yeah.
It's the richest city in India, which are 55 to 60% of Karnataka's GDP. The economic survey says about 35-40%. I think is wrong. I can show you the data why I think is wrong. 25% GDP is IT, and all the IT, 95% is in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay, then you look at industry and services, you'll know Bangalore is much bigger.
Correct.
Karnataka paid 2,35,000 crore income tax and corporate tax in 2023-24. It's the second highest in the country after Maharashtra. Tamil Nadu paid 1,25,000, Gujarat 95,000. So Tamil Nadu pays more income tax and corporate tax than Gujarat and Maharashtra combined. I hope Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar understand that. So this is a rich state. So what does Bangalore require? Bangalore is creating a lot of jobs. There are 25 lakh people working in IT.
Yeah.
$100 billion of software exports, $125 billion of service exports, 65,000 IT companies, 20,000 startups, 45 unicorns. It's a huge city. They got 25 lakh cars for 1.2, 1.3 crore people. I think the highest number of cars are second highest. So it's a rich city. What does Bangalore require? Bangalore requires public transport.
Yeah.
Because there are too many personal vehicles, there are not enough roads. We need 15,000 buses, EV. We got the silly BMTC, which is going nowhere. They buy buses, then replace old buses. 10% of buses don't operate. The drivers are indisciplined, they're paid very well. And it is very badly run organization, not giving enough for us. Then we got the metro 3 to 4 years, because in the last, I think, I read somewhere the last 20 years, 22, maybe 22 MDs were changed or something like that.
Why are government so hesitant about privatizing public transport?
Exactly, that's the point. I'll come to that. So we need public transport first.
Yeah.
Why can't they just say, we want to have 15,000 buses running, we'll allow any private sector to come and run EV, BV buses in the city, and you charge what you want.
Yeah.
We're not going to control, because citizens have a right not to use that. As far as BMTC will run,
Fair.
we will invest in BMTC, but we can't take care of everybody, because government must realize their duty is not to BMTC, the duty is to the people. When India had the civil aviation organizations, Ministry of Civil Affairs, Civil Aviation, it was the Ministry for Air India, but Air India is not India. India is different from Air India. You understand? They think BMTC is a public transport. It's not. It's only an instrument.
Correct.
Why don't you open up and give it to everybody?
Yeah.
I keep telling to people, say, no. How can you do that? The lobby is to... What lobby? Your duty of care is to citizens. Do that. And metro, we need 500 kilometers of metro. We got 77 kilometers, 100 kilometers
Too
being
low.
built.
Yeah.
4 years behind schedule. You go and change the metro MDs. And where is the discipline? When Ajay Seth was MD, he said very clean, public, we don't have project management software. It's a badly run organization. They should force the contractors to work. Why they're not working?
We've got some 22 CEOs, I think, in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, last 10, 22 CEOs, something like that. I read about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Delhi Metro had only 2 CEOs
Correct.
or 3 CEOs.
Yeah.
It's a management. Why are you putting only IAS officers there as MDs? With IAS officers come there for 2 or 3 terms, they go. Why can't you have a very good railway person like Sridharan for 5-10 years? Do that. What does it matter? You should do that. Or get somebody for 5 years and support them. They want to put their own kith and kin there in IAS officers and they transfer them. If the IAS officer be put him for 5 years, why do you transfer them? They transfer them, and each IAS officer has his own views, and nobody opposes them because they're IAS officers. The department will not talk back, will not tell them, they don't listen. Many of them don't listen. I met many of these things, the good people, but they don't listen. And they're very clear, they hear 1 or 2 years and go. They have no accountability. Just now the cost escalation has got up, they raised the fare. Who is responsible for cost escalation? It's mismanagement, wrong management. Who is responsible? We are paying. Government will pass on. It's public money. No accountability, nothing.
Yeah.
That's a broken administration. That's why Chief Minister Siddaramaiah should be a strong man and set it right. And now public transport is required. These are 2 things. And then our roads, our Bengaluru has to be clean. 5th dirtiest city. Is this something to be proud of? It's the richest city in India, 5th dirtiest city. Why can't you clean the roads? Clean the debris, clean the mud, go anywhere, the debris and mud. Why can't you clean it? Don't tell me you can't, BBMP cannot clean it. Don't tell me government cannot get it clean. If you can't even get a place clean which you manage, why are you there? First thing is to clean. Does cleaning require money? They spend 800, 900 crores on garbage. Can't you clean it? Clean the debris. Ward by ward, clean it. I've been pleading with them ever since this government came, Bombay government, clean the city. If you clean the city looks beautiful. Make the footpaths proper and make sure the big roads are properly laid. Then the traffic will move. There will be a 20-25% improvement. See, it is a mismanaged city. Mismanagement.
Gujarat
because
cleaned
now
Sabarmati. Yamuna is being cleaned now.
Yamuna is being cleaned and Modi did the Sabarmati. You see, I had great hopes on D.K. Shivakumar. Why? When he came, I stood up and said, we got a minister strong. He's a strong minister. But I met him, I've seen him. He doesn't pay attention. Attention span is very low. Doesn't take decisions.
He seems lost a little bit.
Doesn't take decision. Attention span is low. When you go meet him, he says, yes, we should do this. He's very positive. But doesn't happen. Every time he's there a lot of people around him doing all kind of things, and he keeps telling people, I'm in politics to do business. And today there are, many things happening there in that area. I don't want to talk about it. Everybody knows about it. But nothing is moving. Approvals for buildings are not coming. That's what the builders tell me. Bangalore has got the largest grade A office space of 200 million square feet in India. More than Bombay, Delhi. But many projects are not coming up. How can it all be all stuck because of many other reasons? Why can't you focus on the low-hanging fruits, clean up the city in 3 months, complete all the projects, redo the roads, make it happen? If it happens, you'll see an improvement. Then you do these big projects. There is that project coming up on Hebal Road. One flyover is being built. Supposed to be ready by January, still not ready, going on. And there is a road opposite BHEL on Mysore Road, which goes to Nandi Road. Okay. Some 50 meters not done because some dispute, local dispute. They should solve it. Improve the quality of life of people, make a difference. You've been around 2.5 years now. Nearly 2.5 years you spend in, what have you done for Bangalore? So this is the problem. Government has become very corrupt. officials don't listen to ministers. And in Karnataka, because I've dealt with all government for 35 years, please. And I work with all government. My loyalty is to my city and the state, not to any political party, any government. Okay? I'm a citizen first. I mean, every time I went to a chief minister, they've all been positive. All parties have been positive. They never said no for improvement. But it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is the officials don't listen to the minister because many of them in lucrative position are paid money to come there. Doesn't work. In Tamil Nadu, if a minister says something, it doesn't work, they get transferred. In Andhra Pradesh, I'm told that when you go there, meet Babu in the morning, in the evening you get your letter. They showed you the thing. Telangana, they used to do that in KTR's time. Now I don't know. Every state, you go to UP and talk to Yogi and others, they do it for you. They give you allotment and they make sure that it works. Here it doesn't work, they don't listen. They go to the high-level committee and the chief minister, everything is approved, power, water.
Despite having
nothing
an absolute
happens.
Majority, why haven't they
Because
been able
they
to...
don't have control over the officials. They don't have control of it. Look at the BDA. I'm told in BDA there are 15 desks where you have to pay money. 15 desks. And BBMP, you can't upload, I'm told, you can't, by people who tried that, you can't upload plan sanction because it doesn't work. Somebody choked the system. And the system is controlled by somebody outside Bangalore. They open up on Saturday, they ask for money, you go there and do it. Even for BDA, the same thing. I'm told for BDA, there's an office in front of the BDA office where you have to go and upload because otherwise you can't do it. What kind of system is this? Why cannot Harris settle all this? Harris has become his MLA has become chairman. He can settle all this. Correct? In BDA, they can settle all this. Why can't DK Shivakumar do all this? The e-Khata is come. It's working well in many areas. Many areas not working well. Now we hear a scam where they deliberately make mistakes and they do it. I tweeted to Sri Krishna Bairagowda, who's a young MLA, I had to look at all this and make it happen. He said, in my constituency, I made it happen. He tweeted, right? Make it happen for the whole state. And I think it's important for governance. Look, we have to understand one thing. Political systems are corrupt. Politicians come to power to make money because they spend a lot of money. The system is broken.
Investment.
Can we fix it? It's difficult to fix it. Let's keep it aside. Okay? That's the secondary issue. Why should officials be corrupt? Why should officials take bribe for approvals and all which have to be done? If minister comes and takes a bribe for something, he can, by saying that I have to spend for politics, he has his own logic. Whether you agree or not, there's a logic. I once went to a very senior politician and told him, sir, why are you giving seats to this corrupt contractor from your party? Then he told me in Kannada, Yenaya, ನೀನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಓಡಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ದಿನಾಗಲೂ ಬೈತೀಯ ಯಾರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಾನು ಸೀಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. That means in English, do you give me money to run the party? No, every day you abuse me, every day you criticize me. I need money for the party. Who will give money? He gives money, I give him the seat. He was very honest with me. That's the problem. But why should officials be corrupt? Clean up the officials and make sure that postings are done properly. There's no money made from the officials. Do that. You understand? Then at least citizens will not suffer. See, there are 4 kinds of corruption. Let's understand it clearly, okay? One corruption is petty transactional corruption. That's the most painful. That you can shut it down by making sure people get punished. Why people don't get punished? Because you go to court, it takes 20 years. You must improve the legal justice system, which is broken in this country. Okay? The biggest failure of a democracy in the last 80 years, that 75 years and 77 years have been free. Okay. Next, another thing is for when government contracts. For government contracts, no, bidding is all electronic and all that, but they don't pay you money. They manipulate the tender, then they don't pay you money. So there's corruption there. It's not there in Delhi, I'm told. And the third is a corruption in defense and large contract, which is not there in Delhi. They opened up. And corruption in policy. Policy you can't manipulate in Delhi. Here you can do little bit, give more FIR, you can do that. 4 kinds of corruption. The biggest pain point for corruption is this. Transactional corruption. Why can't you change that? Everywhere you want to go, there's corrupt. They ask for money. They delay, they don't think, there's no discipline in government office. You go ask for something, they don't come to office, they go out for tea, coffee, they don't work, say come tomorrow, come. I think they don't care. Who is making things work? That should improve, right? So I think we are in a big mess. There's a lot of hope, a lot of improvement. We are in a big mess. We need strong leaders. I thought DK will be a strong leader, still have hope. But he must spend time, he must complete projects, and now it's going to be 3 years. So when will the projects come up?
Hopeful that local governance will be empowered?
Local governance, when now if we're going to have 5 corporations, we'll have 5 mayors. Hopefully they'll be more responsive. Hopefully the city will get clean. Hopefully citizens will protest. Ward council isn't more to people. And hopefully things will improve.
But we need something like, say, a New York, where you saw the Zoran Mamdani campaign become global. I mean, leaving the politics aside, the fact that a city is cared about so much is inexistent in India.
No, because we don't have the city governance, urban governance. We are not focused on urban governance. Urbanization means concentration of human activity. Constant human activity means increased specialization. Increased specialization means increased productivity that leads to higher income.
Yeah.
But we are not accepting that we are a urban country. We're saying we are a rural country, country of farmers, we are a country of this. I mean, no farmer's son wants to be a farmer.
Correct.
70% of farmers have said, I read some report, that they don't want children to be farmers. It's not lucrative enough. There are no opportunities.
Absolutely.
You understand? And today in farming, 45% of Indians are employed in farming, 63% are women. That means what? The men are gone away and working in construction elsewhere. Women are doing much of the work. We don't require 45% of workforce in agriculture.
Correct.
We require less, right? That Punjab has got lesser people in agriculture and more production.
Yeah.
So that model is there. Because people are still in agriculture because they don't get any other jobs. We need manufacturing, wage good industries, labor intensive industries in many rural areas. So we have to have different policies. So I think India has done well, whatever it is. We can do better. But to do better, each state has to come out with its own strategy and do better. State governance has to improve. Urban governance has to improve.
When you look, as an investor, when you look at companies, I mean, I go back to the debate that Piyush Goyal once started. Is there, what is the vision that you are looking at? I mean, do you also look at ideas, or, profitability is one thing that, I mean, which is not wrong.
Look,
I mean,
there are 167,000 startups, 22,000 have got funded, only 22,000. And they created $600 billion of value, and they're coming across many, many areas. When you go to invest, it depends on when you invest. You invest a seed. You meet a young man with a PPT, you judge his idea, his ability to execute, his passion, energy, and you give money. It's a risk that you take, okay? There's nothing more. And once they grow to come to Series A, they got a product, they got some market, you see whether they can grow, whether they got a good team, what are the prospects, and give them money.
Right.
When it comes to B, they are near growth, where you got some revenue, see how much they can grow. So each state, the criteria apply is very different. And that requires different people to work at each state.
right. So the ideas are separate, and the model is completely different when it...
No, everybody is an idea, but whether the idea is scalable, the idea is big, can make money for you. Venture capital is about investing to make money, it's not charity.
Yeah, correct.
It's not innovation for innovation's sake. It's innovation to create a business or a product or an IP. You understand? So it's very important to understand where you are, what you're doing.
Correct. So then the continuous demonization of industries that we are seeing even today, especially when it comes to MSMEs, I think that is one sector that we've largely ignored, and a lot of loopholes remain. So
this demonization of people who have succeeded is wrong, because India has got nearly 300 billionaires.
Yeah.
Great majority of first generation. Why are you grudging them?
and you're
If I have
creating
come up
jobs.
with an idea and build a business, what is your problem? You also do it.
Yeah,
So why are these people criticizing? All the leftists and all this, hopeless people, what are they criticizing? Let them also become a billionaire. What does it matter? You run a business.
Right.
So long as the business is run honestly, by paying your taxes, not breaking the law, it's fine. Some people succeed. Why are you grudging their success?
correct.
Don't grudge the success. So I don't know why you should demonize Adani. What has Adani done for you? Has he manipulated government policy? I have not seen any policy manipulated in 10 years. Has he cheated anybody? I have not seen him cheat anybody. He's been successful. Ambani has been successful. Why is Ambani, Ambani? What have they done? If they've done something, why didn't you give evidence? Give evidence. He did this to this to this. Nobody is giving evidence. They say Adani won that tender for the seven airports, and the tender conditions were changed to qualify. Tender conditions changed for everybody. 32 people applied. 1 person got it. 32 applied. No, you have to apply. You understand?
Correct.
So all this thing, they mislead people and try, because they're all failures. All the people who try to demonize business are failures. They're not done anything useful in their life. They demonize them because they're not done anything. Because they want to create a victimhood narrative. Oh, they want to say, look at this fellow. He's successful because he cheated. He robbed you. What has he robbed yours? Nothing. What has he cheated? Who? Nothing. They don't want to say. So they want to tell all these gullible people, oh, he's rich because he cheated. See, you're grown up on seeing movies where there's a rich landlord who comes and, when we are growing up, rich landlord who does this, beats up people and takes away their thing. Then they become smugglers who did all this thing. Then they become industrial mill owners who did something like Diwar. Then they become NRIs who are rich people who do it. So they want to create a victimhood narrative. For what? So you must not demonize successful people.
Correct.
Let them be successful. You also be successful. So long as you follow the law, it's fine. You understand? That's very wrong.
So India is trying to sign a lot of these FTAs. Where do you think the Indian rupee is going to be challenged globally as of now, especially?
The Indian rupee has depreciated from 27 to a rupee in 1991, just before I joined Infosys, to 85 to a rupee. It's been depreciating at 3.5% a year for all those years. Why is it depreciating? Because we got a negative trade balance.
Yeah.
This year, we have a $285 billion deficit in goods. The difference between imports and export of goods. We got a $215 billion surplus on services.
Yeah.
And that's last year, 25. And this year, oil prices have come down. So $285 billion could be 240, 250. If services grow to 230, 240, we're coming to a stage when surplus in services will balance the deficit in goods, which is incredible. Okay, if that comes, the rupee becomes stable. Rupee will not depreciate. Why does the rupee depreciate? Because we got a trade imbalance. To fill the trade imbalance, we need to get capital from outside. You understand? And capital outside can come as equity in the stock market, or equity as FDI, or borrowing. And that is what is driving, the rupee down. China grew its economy by keeping the rupee constant. Because the central bank bought and kept it constant. But China grew because of high productivity and low inflation, which we are not able to manage. Most inflation in the country is because of supply side, not demand. There is demand. Demand is growing. Supply is not coming up to meet demand. And then artificial shortages create like corners in onions and tomatoes and all kind of stuff, which are manipulations. So I think we have a structural issue which is getting resolved now. So in the future, possibly the rupee could stabilize. And if things go well, we continue to have a surplus. You could even maybe appreciate a little bit.
How do you see India, say, 10, 20 years down the line?
Well, I think India will be a $10 trillion economy by 2035, 36.
Okay.
At the 80 to 90% probability it will happen, which is very good news. If that happens, it's good for everybody. That means we'll add more to our GDP in the next 10 years than we added the last 78 years.
Yeah. And growing from there will be probably a lot more easier. I think China, once it hits the
We'll
10
see, but
trillion
let's come
mark.
to that first. Why bother? I mean, people say 2047, that's too long. I mean, let's see the next 10 years. See, for that to happen, states have to grow. That's what worries me. Which state is growing well? UP is growing well. Yogi is doing a fantastic job. UP grows, India grows. It's very clear. He's doing a great job. Is Bihar growing well? No. Is Bengal growing well? No. Odisha is doing well. Andhra hopefully will do well. Is Tamil Nadu going well? Okay. Karnataka going well? Maybe. It's got all the things to grow well. The government is better.
Yeah.
Maharashtra is going well. Rajasthan is growing. Kerala is not growing. Telangana will hopefully grow well. They got too much of debt. So I think Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh is growing well. It all depends on the states. We need 10 top-class chief minister who will grow the state. Then India will grow. Because there's a limit to what central government can do.
Yeah. So that's one more debate again that I want to bring about, that the British parliamentary system that we have is probably not good enough, especially when you look at what could be an irrelevant role of a governor or a vice president. Since Dunker's resignation, even that is being discussed. Do we actually need these roadblocks or gatekeepers?
I think these are not roadblocks. Please. I think we're all making a mistake. There is nothing like a benevolent dictator. There's nothing like a strong president for India. Presidential system will not work in India. It works in the United States, but they've got a lot of constraints on the president.
Right.
Lot of checks and balances on the president. And they have got balance of power everywhere. And there's a lot more decentralization of power in America than any other country. In India, Indira Gandhi centralized power in the union government.
Yeah.
We had to decentralize power in the union government. Now with the 14th Finance Commission doing 42%, state government spend more money than central government. And the limit to what central government can do. You understand? The problem is state governments don't have good leaders who can think about the future and invest. Naveen Patnaik did a very good job. He invested for the future. But he's so way behind. Even though Odisha has done very well, still has a long way to go. Punjab is a gone case. See what is happening in Punjab today, right? Haryana is doing well, Punjab is not doing well. Haryana is transformed, Punjab is not transformed. So we need strong leaders all over who understand the modern economy, who understand what needs to be done. Because this India of today is not the India of 30 years ago. This India is not the India of Indira Gandhi. This India is not the India of Vajpayee. It's not the India of Rajiv Gandhi.
Correct.
It's not the India of Gandhi.
Yeah.
Not the India of Nehru. It's a very different India. And what this India requires is very different from what India required then. India requires job creation. India requires good infrastructure. India requires higher education, not more literacy. You understand what I'm saying? So I think a lot of things for the chief minister is important. And the chief minister should be wise enough to get a group of people, 4 or 5 people, listen to them, understand the thing and take decisions. But they don't want to do. They don't want to do. That's the problem. Because they think in their mind, because they grew up at different time, caste is important, giving subsidies is important, giving jobs to their friends is important. The thing that is important at one point, not today.
So this whole 70-hour work week debate reminds me that the CEO mentality in Indians is probably lacking. It's. I mean, if you grew up in a business family, it comes down to you, or if you're enterprising from your early days, it comes to you. So in that sense, do you see that that lack of a mentality perhaps in the younger generation where you're forced to look for jobs?
Enough young people who want to be entrepreneurs. There are enough young people who work very hard. I think this 70-hour weekend is irrelevant. I don't know what the debate is about.
Yeah.
What did Murthy say? Young people should work minimum 70 hours to do well.
Yeah.
It's up to you to work or not to work.
Correct.
If you don't want to work, don't work.
Yeah.
Nobody is forcing you. You work, you do better. Because people who work hard always succeed.
Yeah.
People who less don't succeed. You and succeed very rare.
Yeah, you don't care about your weekends, you don't care about what you
care.
eat.
We all did that. People who are successful did all that. You ask any sports person, ask any industrialist, ask any entrepreneur what you did. They will slog their butts out. That's the thing. And all this debate, I don't understand debate. Oh, why should you work? Work life is important. Do it. No, who is forcing you?
Correct.
It is not a diktat.
Yeah. It's an advice.
It's an advice. Don't want to take the advice? Don't take the advice. Who is forcing you? Why this debate should be there? I don't understand. And every time I go on TV, I ask the anchor, how long do you work? Oh, sir, we work longer. Then why do having this kind of a silly debate? Correct? So I think people don't understand that in a highly competent environment, when you're young, you have to work hard to get the skills, get that knowledge, get that ability to compete and to win. You don't want to do that, it's fine. It's your life. Do what you want. Correct? Nobody can force you. There are enough good people to work hard, to create and to do well. You're not the only one. Correct? So why bother? I have no sympathy for all these losers.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for people who are paid 1 crore, 2 crore, says, I want work-life balance and all that.
Yeah.
You get paid to wait very high, man. Justify what you earn.
Correct.
You understand? Justify what you earn, take smart decisions. People who are highly paid have other people to work. They have to take smart decisions for which they have to spend more time analyzing, understanding, meeting people. They don't have to sit in a desk and push paper. That's not the thing. You understand? So I think it's important to be realistic and understand what that is. It's an advice. Don't want to take it, don't take it. It's okay, fine. Tell me which sportsman has worked hard has succeeded without working hard.
Correct.
Which musician, artist has succeeded without working hard.
It's that
Which
madness
journalist
that
has
drives
succeeded
you.
without working hard. Which author has succeeded. Which entrepreneur has succeeded without working hard. Tell me.
If there are some concerns going forward that we may have to address, especially in terms of youngsters, because you've spoken largely positive about them, but do you see some worrying signs?
No,
perhaps?
before that, I want to address concerns I have about my country.
Yeah.
Okay? The biggest failure of Indian democracy for the last 77 years has been the lack of justice in this country. Our justice system is broken. Anybody files a case 15, 20, 30 years. The Discount case took 25 years. Lallu's case is still going on. Lallu should be in jail. He's been held guilty. He's got a bail because he said, I'm sick, but he's going around having a great time. How can that be possible? Because corrupt people are not going to jail. Corruption is going on. There's no fear of the law. We need more judicial capacity. That's the number one priority. Second, enforcement of law and order. Where is the law and order enforcement in the country? Half the police have become corrupt all over the country. They become handmaidens of the political leaders. Do you feel safe? Police, we need more police to do their jobs. We need them for law and order.
Yeah.
And they have to work within norms. Look at Bangalore. I mean, this government for the last 10 years, all governments have not been able to enforce the auto rickshaw to run by meter. If the auto rickshaws want more fare, increase the fare. Give people a choice, but let them go by meter. Meter is because you're giving them a license. You're not asking everybody to run an auto. You're given a license. Then allow anybody to run an auto. There be supply demand, then people get service. Now these are extorting money. How can you allow that? And all of the city, people going on the wrong side of the road, policemen, no policemen, traffic lights, nobody. We don't have enough police. You can't govern this city. So failure of law and order. And today, just see, there's a riot. A police goes and beats people by a lathi. Nowhere in the world they do that. It's primitive. Why don't you give body armor to the police? Give them plexiglass shield, give them a shield, give them a good covering, safety.
Yeah.
If people throw stone, they will not get damaged. Why should policemen's head get broken? Why should they get injured because people throw stones and they get beaten up? Give them all that and empower them, so they don't have to beat up people. They blindly go beat people. That's not the way to do it.
Cops abroad have tasers, they have all sorts of things.
Give them the
There's
equipment.
military police
That's
to
the way.
control
That's the
riots.
way to make sure, because you must stand there and show that you are the law and order. People will not cross the line.
Yeah.
You understand? I think law and order and everything still not developed. Police reforms have not happened. There's a big failure of the Home Ministry. Amit Shah has not been able to do much there. Even though he's gone after Naxals, done other things and all that. But law and order in every state, police modernization, safety and all the things have to be improved. We need more public prosecutors to make sure criminals go to jail early. Cases take time again and again. We need more criminal courts. That has to be done. That's the second thing.
Yeah.
And the third thing which is important is we have to make sure infrastructure is become better in our cities. Urban governance is a big failure. Urban governance is a big failure because urban governance has not improved. Cities have become more dirty, they lack money, they must get more funds, they must get better governance. Maybe we need a constitutional amendment like we had for Panchayati Raj and all that. And that is important. And then we have to make sure that we get better infrastructure by opening up the sector. We open up the sector in ports, doing well, airports, yes, in airlines, yes. We got to open up in public transport. You open up in public transport, that's the biggest thing for any city. Right? And then we got to revamp the political system to make it much more transparent. For example, all the limits on spending. Nobody can win the election of spending. I asked many, how much did you spend for the Karnataka Assembly election? 20 crores, 30 crores.
Correct.
One politician told me 180 crores for a constituency, for an MP election. 180 crores.
You have to pay to get a
I was
posting.
shocked.
You have to
180
pay
crores.
to win an election.
So, I mean, it's shocking. Then why do you have this 860 lakh, 70 lakh limit? Why do you have the limit? When you know that you can't contest an election like that. Increase the limit. So good people can come and make political funding more transparent. That funding which was there earlier, where you could give, buy the bonds and give, was very good. I don't know why Supreme Court shut it down.
Correct.
What has Supreme Court done now? Because the activists went to Supreme Court and pumped up the Supreme Court. What has happened now? Now the system is gone, everybody is giving cash. You've driven the official market to overground. You can't reform the system because people are scared. If I give a check and my name is there, government will be vindictive. So at least this is the way where the name of the person was not there, but is accounted. You knew how much money came to each political party.
Correct.
You knew where it went. That is much better than earlier. But Supreme Court said, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong. For what? What is the law you are pushing? It is the wishes of a few people. And then what happened? How is the system now? We said that's illegal, it can't be. Then what happened? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The good is not the enemy of the great. People must understand at the top. They should have said, okay, it's constitutional, let it go on. They should have said it's constitutional, let it go on. What is that? Then they said, oh, the activists, all these NGOs and activists are the troublemakers. They said, oh, they're doing policy, they're captured, this happened. But show me the data. Easy to throw stone, Mr. Muck. For example, the special revision of the polls in Bihar. Who is being left out? I have not seen anybody being left out because the matter is not final. The lists are not prepared. The lists have to be prepared and then they'll be put up. Then you can go and see whether a name is not there. Then you can go and apply. There'll be an appeal. There's still a lot of time. Why have they gone to court and said 2 crores will be left out, 3 crores? What is all this nonsense? You understand?
Yeah.
So, what is this? Why this protest? Oh, we don't contest election. Okay. EC has said there are 1 lakh people from the political parties who are going house to house. EC is giving them the list, they're publishing the roll, then telling everybody your name is not there, come. And they'll give it to political parties. Political parties, they go check up whose name is there, whose name is not there because they want the supporters.
Correct.
Everybody is involved.
Correct.
Let the final list come out. How the final list is published, if your name is not there, there'll be time for objection. You can give objections. There's a big process, follow it. And matter is going to Supreme Court. And why should Supreme Court say, give Aadhaar, give this? Supreme Court, let the process get over, let's see what happens. You understand? So this, why is the media not supporting the EC? Why are people not talking and say it's too premature? That Yogendra Yadav says 2.9 crore people don't have documents. I've gone there, they're being thrown out. Who is being thrown out? How can you make the statement? These are all lies.
Yeah.
Fake narratives. There are not enough people opposing them. Social media, many are opposing. That's good news. But see, we need people to take right decisions, not play on people's fears. Even this WAF. I saw the case in the Supreme Court. What is that? The government has said we're not going to take away anybody's property.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if government tries to take over your property, go to court. That rule is still there.
Correct.
What is preventing you? I got work for use, I got this. Even today, if you got work for you, somebody can go to court. That rule still remains. So what is your problem? You understand? You are given unfettered right to the WAF board to say this is WAF. And if they say WAF, you can't go in appeal only to the appellant appointed by them. Then you can't go to the High Court and all that. You must change the law. Do it properly. So I think a lot of things in this country, we require public opinion to be mobilized by people who talk sense. That's the problem.
People are not angry enough at the right time.
No, they're angry enough, but they're not organized.
Yeah.
See, we
Especially in Karnataka.
don't have a lobby of urban educated people. Okay?
Perhaps if the
See,
representation.
today we have a
increases,
caste
then-
lobby, we have a religious lobby, we have a farmer lobby, we have all kind of lobbies because democracy is a system of competitive lobbies.
Yeah, you had explained this last time.
We need competitive lobbies. We need a lobby of the urban class, of the middle class, educated class.
Right.
And for that, we need reforms in delimitation. We need reforms in legislature. Then it will work. That's why I'm very hopeful the governance structure will be much better in future once you get more representatives. Bangalore is 55-60% of Karnataka GDP and pays taxes. How many seats we have in the legislature? 10%. Out of 228, we got some 26, right? It should be 20%.
Correct.
You understand? Bombay should be 25%. Then Bombay gets importance, Bangalore gets importance. Why not? We are paying taxes. You understand? People are getting more importance despite not having the number of votes for the seat.
Yeah, for a population of 1.2, 1.3 crores, we should have at least 10 to
20%.
12 parliamentary seats.
Yeah, 20% seats.
Right. Any words to conclude, sir?
Now, look, my conclusion for young people is be hopeful of the future, work hard to succeed, work smart to succeed, invest in yourself, educate yourself, skill yourself constantly, have high dreams and aspiration. Anything you do is going to take time. Have perseverance, have patience, and you will succeed.
Thank you so much.
Look
sir.
at your parents, look at all the people succeed. They worked 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
They started with nothing. It takes time. Yes, we are all impatient. I'm also impatient. Young people impatient. But somehow you got to find that perseverance. And you got to invest in yourself. The future is going to be more competitive. We are in the age of AI. We are the digital revolution. A lot of the jobs that ordinary people do will go. New jobs will come up. So you have to train yourself. You have to understand. You have to be motivated. You have to be a problem solver. The biggest thing that you must have is a problem solving attitude and high energy, high passion. And you must participate in public affairs. Spend 10% of your time for community. Because if you don't spend 10% time in community, it will drag you down. Why do I spend so much time for community and society? Because if I don't do that, my life will become even more miserable. My children's life will become miserable. The situation will deteriorate. You understand?
Yeah.
I want the city to do well. I want good mobility. I want good public transport. I want a clean city. I want clean air. I want good law and order. If I don't work for that and push for that, it will not work. All of us should work. There are many, many opposing forces all over the place. So we should work and all of us should work together. So I would say, become a community person, spend 10% of time on the community, invest in yourself, be positive. And remember, you have only one life. You're not going to come back.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always inspiring to talk to you.
Thank you.